In this video, we're going to do a Quickie Floating Canopy Anchor. I'll advance my way up into the tree. I'll install the Quickie Floating Canopy Anchor. Then I'll go to the ground and I'll show you guys how to take it down. Hello, this is Bino. Welcome back to my channel. I'm an arborist and a tree climber specialist. And what I like to do on my channel is share tree climbing tips with beginners and experts. What I wanted to talk about today is a midline attachable floating canopy anchor. About a couple weeks ago, we uploaded a floating canopy anchor, and on that video, one of our viewers made a comment about how he uses a Quickie as a midline attachable floating canopy anchor. So that's what I wanted to do today. What's great about the canopy anchor is that it helps you if you go through a couple of natural crotch redirects when you get to the ground to bring it down. But in this ring system, if you set it from the ground and you shoot it to the top of the tree, it works great. But if you have in mind to have an SRS system and advance up to the tree, this would be a little bit difficult to do. Once you get to the top, you have to, get your climbing system and put it on the other side. Plus you have to put the ring on the rope. And so there's a chance it could slide down. It's a little bit more difficult. It's doable, but more difficult. Using a Quickie, you could advance your way up to the top, and then you can install your floating canopy anchor. So in a couple seconds, I'm going to go up to the top of the tree and I'll show you how I do it. I already got a tie-in. I'm advancing it with my terminal end, and that's going to be one below the final tie. So once I get to the final, I'll show you how I do that midline attachable floating canopy tie. All right, let's get to it. All right, I've got my system all set up. Now I'll proceed up to my first tie-in, and then I'll go to a canopy tie, the final. And now, so I'll just throw one more crotch higher. Get adjusted here. I'm going to loosen up my Quickie, my climbing system. Now I'm going to get the Quickie back to me. What I'm going to need to do is just advance this one more crotch higher. So I'll disconnect this. I'll keep my Quickie on. All right, and now what I'll do is I'll make a little throw ball here. Give myself some slack. A couple wraps. It's not looking so pretty, but it'll work. Probably where those flags are. This is where I'll throw it. Perfect. Okay, so now throw it over to this side. Oops. Okay. So I'm climbing on this side of my line. So what I want to do is create that canopy tie. So I'm going to take this Quickie off right here, off my rope, and with this end I'm going to send it to the ground. So for right now, I'm going to stow this away, and I'll take my butterfly off. Okay, now I'm going to send this all the way to the ground and make sure I got enough slack on the ground. I got to make sure it hits the ground, because this is going to be the part that I pull on the ground when I come out of the tree. And so there's a little bit of distance, like 5 more feet. So I want to even go a little bit further on the ground to give myself some more on the ground. Let me see. All right, that might be enough right there. We'll give them a couple extra pulls. Okay, so now What I'm going to do is on this side here, I'm going to make my butterfly. So I'll do the butterfly. I got that set up, and I'll get a safety carabiner on my butterfly, connect it. This is going to be my safety. And then what I'm going to do is I'll place the quickie and connect to both of these. So what I want to do is make sure, so the quickie is going to be above the butterfly, right? And I'm going to capture the line that I'm on now. This is where my climbing system is. And when I pull it up, it's going to, this knot won't let it go through the quickie. So now I'm going to tighten my system. And I have the slick pin up against the trunk. There we go. So, okay. I'm going to put weight on my lanyard, so I know that I'll be on the climbing system. Let's see if I can, maybe not. There it goes. Got kind of tight on me. Okay. There we go. Now, I'm weighted onto my climbing system. There. So now I'm on a canopy tie. I'm a little lower than I want to. I should probably choke it better, but it'll work for today. Now, what I'm going to do, I'll step over here. I'll make this a redirect. So let me get a little bit higher, though. I think it'll be better if it's a little bit higher. Now I got to do my system here to do the redirect. I got to send this through. And usually your rope, most of your rope, probably do all of it. Okay. We're going to do this twice. All right, so now that's through. I'm going to put weight on my climbing system again. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to go to that side and go down, and then I'm going to, let me go down a little further. All right. And reconnect my lanyard. All right, pull my rope down, and then I'll just proceed down through this area here. And I'll go down to the ground, and we'll pull the two redirects out and see how it works. Let me see. Right there. All right. Here we go. So normally you'd have a figure 8 on your tail. Okay. Now I'm going to disconnect. All right. Let me put my gloves on so I don't burn my fingers. Okay. Here we go. All right. I think I'll probably go right through here. It might be a little faster. I want to get bonked. That'll do it. All right. Here we go. Tight squeeze. Jeez. There we go. There we go. Now that I've reached the ground, what I'm going to do is I'll disconnect my system, take it all the way off, and let's get that done real quick. All right. All right. So now I got this off. This was my climbing side, and this is the side that was my terminal end, and I set down to the ground. So now with the Quickie Floating Canopy Anchor, it's supposed to do the same thing as that arborist ring, where it's supposed to give less friction on rope. So what I'll start to do now is pull it and see if it works as well as that canopy anchor, the ring canopy. So here I go, starting to pull. See if it, oh yeah, it's still kind of tight, but it's letting it release after two redirects, natural cross redirects. So I'm pulling it. It's up against the trunk there. And another thing that I got to remember is that I have a figure 8 on the end of my line here. So let me take that off first so I don't forget. I'll take it off now, because if I try to send it through the Quickie, it's definitely going to get stuck. So here we go. It is tough, but I don't know if I would even be able to do this with just rope on rope. So here we go. And they are kind of tight bends, and this last bend is almost a wrap around. See how that's almost like a wrap around? Let's see. Probably better if I put my gloves on too. Hang on, I didn't put them on. There we go. A little bit more comfortable. Oh yeah, that is. Makes a big difference. There we go. Okay, the end of it, getting close to the second redirect. So after it passes that, it should be easier. So there it goes. All right, great. Now, only one more redirect. And here it goes. Now it's getting easier. There it goes. Simple. It should flop right through and come all the way down to me. Awesome. Won't hit the ground because it slides right down the rope. Awesome. It works pretty well. There you go. Quickie as a floating canopy anchor. Well, there you have it. The Quickie Floating Canopy Anchor. It's a real good option if what you like to do is advance your way up into a tree using an SRS system, because it's midline attachable. You can work your way up, and once you get there, you can set up your butterfly and submit this floating canopy anchor midline. So it's awesome. Having the ring, it's better probably to do it from the ground and set your line and then put your ring on and then, you know, have it that way. But having this is a real great option if what you like to do is to advance using an SRS system. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Comment, like, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you like what we do. And by all means, share our videos with your friends. All right, take care. We'll see you next time.